Welcome in, everyone. Where am I today? Well, today I have the UAV building at Kennedy Space Center to my left, and I have the Celebrity Apex over on my right. I got a great place for you to go. If you're going on a cruise, coming back from a cruise, have a little bit of time to spend, I'm gonna take you to a free museum. Let's go. The Sands Space Center is located just on the other side of Port Canaveral in Florida. So what you're going to do is head for the A terminals where the cruise ships are, which is exit 54A off of 528. This will bring you over the drawbridge where the Disney ships are normally docked. And finally by where some of the Royal Caribbean ships are docked. Today was the Adventure of the Seas here. Then you'll see a sign for the History Center. And when you see the big missile out front, that's where you turn in to go to the museum. This road will bring you down to the parking area for the museum. Sands Space History Center, an extension of the Cape Canaveral Space Force Museum. It's kind of nestled back here, like it really nestled. I didn't realize how nestled in the back it really was. Believe it or not, it's also free admission. And there it is. It's a nice stop if you got a little bit of time and you really can't make it to Kennedy Space Center. You can come over here and get a little bit of space stuff in. Sands Space History Center. Space is closer than you think. Martin Caidin was a prolific American author, aviator, and aerospace expert who wrote over 160 books, including the novel Cyborg, which inspired the TV series The $6 Million Man. A renowned expert in aerospace, he worked as a consultant for government agencies, was a pilot who restored vintage bombers, and acted as a broadcaster for the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo space programs.
Couple of items, probably that white nose cone.
Okay.
And that dark gray, blackish, grayish nose cone.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both flown and recovered.
Oh, okay. So they were actually used.
The nose cone was flown from Complex 26, and we believe it's either the first or the second full-size reentry vehicle to ever be recovered.
Oh, wow.
We're trying to verify if it's first or second. The nose cone over here was a Minuteman nose cone. It was flown, and you can see what the heat did to it. You can see some little bubbling of the material.
Right.
Those are probably the two flown items.
Okay.
Everything else, we do have this capsule right here.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is the same size and weight and everything to what the Mercury astronauts rode in.
Okay.
This is called a boilerplate capsule. It's made of boilerplate steel. Like I said, it's the same size and weight. They would take this, they'd go out and they'd drop it in the river. They'd drop it in the swampy area somewhere and have the rescue crews go practice on how to recover it.
Okay. Nice.
So that's why it had to be the same size. You don't want to do that with a flight capsule.
Right. But you can do with that.
The mock-up, but it's the same size and weight. And the Mercury astronauts, like Alan Shepard, John Glenn, who rode one of these capsules, said you did not get into a Mercury capsule, you put a Mercury capsule on. And it was so cramped inside.
That tight, yeah,
right.
yeah. Wow, all right, well, great. That's great information. I really appreciate that.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you got any questions, let me know.
Thank you. Scavenger hunt. Your exhibit scavenger hunt adventure starts here. Take a clipboard and marker, find the items pictured in the scavenger hunt, cross them off as you go, bring it back to our front desk, volunteer when you're done. A prize awaits anyone who completes the hunt. Good luck. I don't know, maybe we'll take a look at this, huh? All right. Gonna make me hungry right off the bat. Space Eats. So I made one big mistake when I entered the museum. I actually entered the museum and went to the right because I saw the food case and I was interested in seeing what was going on there. But truly, when you go through the doorway, take a left. That'll put you at the first launch pad. Unfortunately, I took a right and I continued all the way around, so I kind of did the museum backwards. Complex LC-47. Some fun facts. They show the location. And they got some really nice QR codes here where you can get more information. Go and get the QR code. Bam! It brings you to what the launch complexes 1 and 2. It gives you all information. Has a photo gallery you can look at. So the Space Museum is basically one giant room, but there's a lot of information on each launch complex. And I think one of the highlights I liked was they had an original piece of a launch control. And while the museum is free, there's a little gift shop in the back corner, so maybe buy something or leave a donation on the way out. I'm sure it helps the museum keep going. They also have a little fun area for coloring, for the kids to color, which is pretty neat too. Oh wow, a whole bunch of different stuff here too. On this sign.
I guess they do when people donate things to them.
Astronauts.
We can't use it. We may sell it to support that museum. It's still works back to me.
Wow, pretty neat. All touchscreen.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, we did the scavenger hunt, and we ended up finding everything. Hope you'll have a fun time doing it also, and we'll see what ends up at the end here. You're supposed to win a prize. Let's see what that is. But I don't think I want to disclose that because then it'll kind of ruin the surprise. But I'll put a link in the description for the website for the museum. But if you go to their website, you can look around where you want and see different things. But if you kind of scroll on down to the bottom, you'll see a section that says how to visit. If you click on that, it'll bring you to another page. That'll bring you to a select a tour section, which is separate different tours where you can actually go into the base and see some other exhibits. There's another space museum inside the base that you can go to, and you meet up at the Sands Space Museum parking lot. So you go in there, you can book your trip. There's a calendar. You pick when you want to go, and then there'll be times, and it'll show you what's available, what's sold out, when you can go, and the different pricing. So you're gonna have to click on which particular day and time you want to go, and that'll give you the price of how much it costs. And this one happens to be a 4-hour tour. So these here are going to be a little bit more lengthy. You're going to need more time to do any of these tours and book them ahead of time. One of the volunteers was telling me that there's actually excursions from the cruise ships to come here and go into the Space Force base to look at the other space museum in there, which I didn't realize they did. Thanks for joining me today. Hopefully I showed you something that you didn't know existed in Port Canaveral. If you don't mind, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And maybe subscribe if you like the content. I hope to see you on my next journey. Let's go!